my channel. Today I am filming my 31-week pregnancy update. So today I am 31 weeks exactly. So I had my OB appointment yesterday and I showed up and they told me that I was supposed to be coming on Tuesday in like 3 days from now and not on Friday. So I don't know how I messed that up, but I showed up 3 days early, but thank God they still saw me, so I was able to get in with them. So let me go to my app and see how big baby is so I can tell you guys. Okay, so this week baby is the size of a head of romaine lettuce. So that's the size of baby. And this is the hand. The pink hand is the size of the baby today, and the white hand is the size of the baby's hand when she will be born. So she's getting very big. So it says that the baby's skull is, so it says that baby R is getting awfully close to her birth height, but she still might have 3 to 5 pounds to go. She is more flexible in the neck than before, allowing her to turn her head with ease. Your Braxton Hicks contractions are probably increasing in frequency, your body's way of preparing itself for delivery. It says all of her senses are now intact, and she continues to pile on baby fat, and her immune system is nearly ready to fight and prevent illness all on its own. Yeah, so it talks about how her skull is still very soft, because the bones are not fused together yet. The soft spots obviously don't fuse until she is about 2. It says she is about 17.5 inches long and weighs over 3.5 pounds, but she can still grow 3 to 5 more pounds in the next coming weeks. So let's go over my symptoms. So first thing I'm going to talk about is weight gain. So far I have gained 22 pounds. I don't know, I'm fine with that. With Bowden I gained 30 pounds total, so it seems like I'm pretty on track to gain about the same with this pregnancy. And also my belly is measuring right at 31 weeks. I asked my OB when I saw her if I would have another ultrasound before this baby's born or not. But she said because my belly's measuring on track, I probably will not get another ultrasound. The only reason that they would give me another ultrasound is if my belly is measuring larger or smaller than normal. So I'm kind of bummed about that. I was hoping that I would get to see baby again, because with Bowden, I had high fluid with him. I had extra amniotic fluid. So I got an ultrasound with him every single week for the last, I think, month, or maybe the last 6 weeks. I can't remember. And then I also had non-stress tests with him every single week. So it was nice to like see the baby every single week, and they give you like predictions on their weight and everything. So it's kind of a bummer if we don't get another ultrasound, but I'm very glad that everything's healthy and going well, so I can't be upset about that. So my birth plan. My birth plan this time around is I'm going to try for a VBAC. My OB says that at this point, she has no concerns about me trying for a VBAC. Obviously that could change the closer we get to delivery. So if anything changes, I'm fine with having a C-section if that's what's safest. I would prefer to have a VBAC, of course, but ultimately I'm not gonna make a risky decision just to have a VBAC. I'd much rather go with a safer option. So if the C-section is the safer option, that's what we will be doing. The thing that kind of made me nervous is that she did say that the biggest risk would be the placental abruption, and she said that is like your chances of that happening are 1 in 200, which is actually way higher than I thought it was going to be. So I don't know, we still have to kind of think it over, but that does make me very nervous. She did say that I am allowed to go up to 41 weeks and that they will not induce me if I'm not like starting to go into labor at all on my own. She said if I am like a few centimeters dilated and I'm just kind of stuck there, they might consider inducing me at that point. But if I am like, you know, my cervix is super closed up and there's no progress at 41 weeks, then I would definitely just go in for a C-section and they wouldn't even try to induce me. So that's that. But also, going back to my birth plan, I do plan on getting an epidural. I got an epidural with my first pregnancy, my first labor and delivery. So I'm planning on doing that again. And I would like to try delayed cord clamping this time. That's something I want to do differently this time around that I did not do with Bowden. The only reason I didn't do it with Bowden is because I didn't even know it was a thing. Then also, if I do have to have a C-section and it's possible, I would really like to do a gentle C-section, which is they keep the baby in the room with you and you can do skin to skin while they're still stitching you up. With Bowden, it was an emergency C-section type of situation. So once he was born, they took him to the next room and Nate went to the next room with him. And so I was like alone for the rest of the C-section being stitched up. Obviously I had the doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, all of them with me still, but I really just didn't like that. I feel like I didn't get to bond with baby right away. It would have been really nice having the baby in the room with me, being able to at least like hear them, weigh him and do all that stuff, kind of being a part of that, and doing skin to skin sooner. I did get to do skin to skin in the recovery room, but I would like to do it sooner if possible, and if all of us can be in the room together, if Nate can stay with me, that would be ideal, because last time I kind of started freaking out and having like a ton of anxiety and panicking because I was alone. So hopefully this time around Nate can be with me and we can do a gentle C-section if we have to. So the next thing that has kind of developed this week is my anxiety about giving birth. I have been actually pretty calm this time around about the whole labor and delivery process, just because I feel like I've been through it before. I obviously, like, each time can be so different, but I know somewhat what to expect. I felt the pain already. Like, I know that how it feels, and I don't know, the first experience was also super traumatic for me, so I feel like I can't get, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be better than what I experienced last time, hopefully. So I just was feeling not very anxious about it, but this time around, or just this week, I guess, it's kind of changed for me. I've been feeling like it's just super real that it's happening really soon, and I don't feel ready. And like, obviously you don't have a choice. You have to go through labor and delivery. It is what it is. You are already, like, I'm already pregnant. I already have to do it. But yeah, I don't know, just the anxiety of kind of the unknown of what's going to happen and how it's going to happen, and not being able to plan for it is making me very anxious. But I'm trying to just stay positive about it and keep calm about it and just keep positive thoughts surrounding it, because in the end there really is nothing that I can do to make my labor and delivery go a certain way. It is all going to happen the way it's supposed to. But yeah, the anxiety is definitely real. So the next thing is that we did the hospital tour for our new hospital, and that was really exciting. We got to see all the rooms, and it's a super nice hospital. I'm very excited to deliver there. But the bad news is that during peak flu season, they do not allow siblings to come. They do not allow any children, I should say, under the age of 13 to come to visit you in the hospital, including siblings. So that means that if it is, like, if the flu is very prominent in our area, then Bowden will not be able to come see us and the baby in the hospital. So I'm really upset about that, but the nurse kind of made me feel better about it, because she was saying that it all depends on how many cases in our county that they get. So once they reach a certain number, that's when they cut it off. But she said last year they didn't reach that peak until the beginning of May, and they were only on that like lockdown for about 3 weeks. and then it was lifted. So she said, you know, it could happen by December, it could happen by May, it could happen not at all. So I'm hoping that by end of January that there is no restrictions and he's allowed to visit us in the hospital, because that would be super sad if he couldn't come see. So my iron, they changed that. So now I'm taking my iron supplements 1 time a day instead of 3 times a day, which has helped me a ton. My doctor was kind of trying to explain it to me, and she said that you can only absorb so much iron in general. Your body will only absorb so much. So she said that some doctors like to have you take as much iron as possible in 1 day, so that your body can absorb as much as possible. Some doctors think that it's better to only take it once a day, because your body has a better chance of, I don't know the word she was using, like absorbing more if you take it less often, if that makes sense, so you're not overloading your body. So she said to try taking it once a day instead. So I'm doing that, and I don't really feel any different as far as like all my symptoms are kind of still there, but I'm definitely feeling less nauseous, and it's less of a stress on me to try and take it 3 times a day and plan it around my meals, and it was just becoming really difficult for me. So I'm super grateful that I only have to take it once a day now. So what else? I got my DTaP shot, so that was exciting. I got my flu shot a few weeks before that, and then I got my DTaP shot. I got it last time as well. They suggest it because you can give some of that to the baby. And it's very helpful for when they're born, because obviously they can't get any vaccinations for the first few months. So at that, my arm was sore for like 3 days, so that sucked, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. We have no name yet. So we have narrowed it down to about 3 names that we both really like, but we have not made a final decision. But I feel a lot better that we have at least 3 kind of narrowed down to what we like. I really like one of them, Nate really likes one of them, and then we both really like the third. So we're kind of like, the one that Nate really likes, I'm not like super in love with, but it's okay. And then the one that I really like, Nate's not super in love with. And then we have one that we both agree on. So hopefully we can narrow it down by like Christmas time, I'm hoping, because I would like to order a few things with her name on it. And obviously you need to do that a few weeks before birth so you can get it in time. So I'm really hoping we decide within the next like 3 or 4 weeks. But we will not be sharing the name until after the baby is born. Last time we did that with Bowden as well. We picked out the name a few weeks before birth, but me and Nate are the only ones who know it, and we don't share with our family, our friends, anybody until the baby's born and they get to come and meet the baby. And I just think it's one last special thing that me and Nate have just for ourselves, that just like, I don't know, it's just like a special little secret that we share between the two of us. Like, we share everything else with our family. We find out the gender super early. Like, it's just, there's really not a lot of surprises left. So I really like to save that until the baby's born. And also a really good tip is that you don't get anyone's opinions on your baby's name when they're already born. Like, no one's gonna say, oh wow, I really hate that name, that's a really stupid name, when your baby's born. Before your baby's born, it seems like everyone loves to give their opinion on what name you chose, whether it's good or bad. So that's a positive in my mind. So the next thing is baby's kicks are getting really painful. It's not even really kicks anymore. It's more like rolling and like elbows jabbing and like just, it's just getting very uncomfortable. There have been quite a few times now, especially the past week, where it's painful. Like, she's like pushing on things and she's just like really hurting me. So that's getting fun. She's definitely running out of room in there. I remember this happening with Bowden too. It's just the end of pregnancy. So I'm definitely getting to the point where I'm just like, getting uncomfortable. She's pushing on me. Sometimes she kicks me like right in the bladder and I feel like I'm gonna pee my pants. So that kind of leads me to the next symptom, which is a fun fact that last time I did not have this issue, but this time around, I don't know if it's because she's so low or it's just because it's my second pregnancy and my bladder is not as strong as it used to be. But yeah, the other day, I definitely peed my pants a little bit. I sneezed and I had to change my pants, and thank God I was home and not out like at the store or something, and it was like so embarrassing. Oh my God, yeah, it was great. So now I'm at the point where I need to like start bringing a second pair of pants wherever I go. So that's super fun, super TMI, just like the best part about pregnancy. This is like what makes me laugh about pregnancy is everyone tells you how beautiful it is and it's like so magical and amazing, and it is, but most of the time this is the reality of pregnancy. It's not beautiful. You're peeing your pants, you like can't sleep, you get indigestion, you're puking all the time. Like pregnancy is not always so glamorous and beautiful as everyone makes it out to be. Okay, so next is that baby has the hiccups all the time. She's getting them much more now, so that's super fun. There are so many times where my belly will just like constantly be popping in one place and I'm like, oh, she has the hiccups. So that's fun. I'm still having acid reflux. I've had acid reflux since like the beginning, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna have it until this baby comes out of me, and it just is what it is. There's really not much I can do about it. I haven't really tried to take Tums or anything for it, I guess, so I could try something, but I don't know. It's not that bad for me to take medication, and I don't really like to take things if I don't feel like it's that uncomfortable for me, so I haven't really been taking anything, but that's still been happening. I'm super out of breath all the time. Even like when I'm doing anything, if I walk up and down the stairs twice, I'm like dying. But even just like talking or just like existing makes me so out of breath. I am always like trying to remind myself to take a deep breath and like slow it down, but I'm always out of breath. My appetite, so I am hungry all the time. I am snacking. Like I'll snack a lot, but I don't know, like meals don't sound good. Like nothing sounds good. I don't want meat, I don't want pasta, I don't want, like nothing sounds appetizing to me, but I'm hungry. But nothing sounds good. It's the weirdest thing. So that's annoying. I bought a new winter coat. I had to. I officially outgrew my normal winter coat, so I had to buy a maternity coat, and I was trying to avoid it because I didn't really want to buy a coat just to wear it for like 2 months, but I live in Illinois and it's very cold here, so it was just kind of unavoidable. My other one, I like couldn't zip it up anymore, and when I did try and zip it up, it was like pinching on me, and every time I like would breathe, it would like, I felt like it was gonna snap. So bought a new coat. The next thing is I'm just not really feeling like myself anymore. I think I've been pretty good about being pretty body positive and like pretty, I don't know, as confident as I can be in my own skin this time around, but I've gotten to the point where I just feel very uncomfortable in my own skin. Sorry, my dog's sitting right here. He just like groaned, if you heard that. But it's just, I don't know, it's such a weird feeling. If you've never been pregnant before, I don't think you'd understand. But like during pregnancy, especially at the end, it's so hard because you just feel like not you. Like when I look in the mirror, I feel like I see a stranger looking back at me. My body just doesn't feel like me. I just feel super stretched and super uncomfortable, super wide, and just like, I don't know, I just don't feel great about myself. And I know that it's not gonna last forever. I know this is obviously just a phase, and in like 2 or 3 months I will feel much better, but it just feels so weird to have your body taken over and occupied by someone else. And there's really nothing you can do about your body changing and stretching, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel super like good and sexy and like confident. And obviously, like, I know that's kind of par for the course, but it's gotten more, I don't know, just hard. It's gotten more hard to stay positive about it lately. I definitely feel like for me, the last like 2 months of pregnancy is always really, really hard on me, mentally, physically, obviously, but mentally and emotionally, the last 2 months seem to be the most trying because you're at the end, you're growing, you're stretching, it's getting painful, and you just don't feel like yourself. I just don't feel like me. So I'm excited to have the baby because I know that it does a lot for me mentally just to be done with pregnancy, to be honest, and just feel like myself again, just feel like me as an individual, not me as a pregnant woman carrying a baby. I don't know if that all really makes sense. I feel like I just kind of, I don't know, blabbed out nonsense, but maybe if you're pregnant, you'll understand. It's just really hard at the end when you feel like, I don't know, just not yourself, I guess. So that's been a weird thing, and to be honest, I'm not ready for the baby to come. Like, I'm not prepared at all, and I obviously don't want her to come this early because, you know, you want them to cook as long as possible, but I'm definitely starting to look forward to the point where she's here and I can have my body back to myself. So my next one is my emotions are crazy roller coaster. As always, but lately I have been crying about literally everything, and it annoys me. Like, it is annoying to me that I'm crying, so I know it's probably annoying to Nate and like everyone else, but I can literally cry over anything, like literally anything. Like, Nate will say one thing that like kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, tears just like pouring down my face, and I'll try to hold it in and like not cry, and I just can't do it. It's just, you know, I just cry all the time. It is what it is. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, excuse me. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is that I am exhausted. The past 2 weeks, I've really noticed that obviously I'm pretty much like, I've been tired most of this pregnancy. It's just kind of part of life. You're a mom and you're pregnant, you're going to be tired. But over the last 2 weeks, I have been like exhausted. Like, literally at any point in the day, I could fall asleep standing up. Like, I feel like my body weighs 1,000,000 pounds. I have no motivation to do anything, and I just am so tired, like painfully tired. Like, today I was going through the baby stuff upstairs and kind of rearranging things and putting clothes away and reorganizing things, and Bowden was playing, and then we had to come downstairs and make dinner and just like, you know, the second half of the day type thing. It was probably like 4 o'clock at that point, and I was just like, I was almost in tears because I just wanted to go to sleep. Like, I was so tired. I was like, I really wish I could just go lay down right now and take like a 2-hour nap, but of course I can't because I'm a mom, and you know, I have a toddler and I have to do a million other things. But yeah, I am exhausted. I don't know if it's partially because I'm in my 3rd trimester now, or partially because it is cold as heck outside and there's no sunshine. And anytime that happens anyway, it always makes me feel tired. I just want to stay home and cuddle under a blanket. So it is what it is, but that's the new symptoms. So that is about all I have to talk about this week. I feel like this video is super long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to do a little bump shot, and that will be it. I will see you again in 2 weeks for another update. Bye, guys.